Hey guys, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture, you will going to be learn about that how you can get your client IP address, then you have your client browser information and your client window information with the help of PHP. When any one of your client will search your website, let's suppose that will search your web browser, that will search your website, like it will reach your index page. So his IP address, then his browser information, let's suppose he is using Chrome or anything, or he is using, if he is using the Windows 8, Windows 10 or Windows 7, so that will show me the info of your client like this. Okay, let's just see how we can create it. Here you can see that I'm just creating two files, which is the IP address and backend of IP address. Two files I'm just creating right here, which is for backend and this is for front end right here. Let's just see, I just create one of the PHP tag right here, and inside this PHP I just use a require statement. And the require statement, as you know that when you are just linking some of your files, let's suppose this backend PHP file, so at that case you have to link your file like this. So I have to write that require, this is backend underscore IP, and this is a capital IP, and this is address dot PHP. Okay, now here you can see I just close this code right here. So I just link this file, which is a backend file, to my front end file right here. Now here you can see that I have to write doc type, and the doc type here is, you can see that I have to write that this is HTML, which is a representation of the HTML right here, and here I have to write that this is HTML tag. I just close this HTML tag right here. Then you have to write, if you have to write header section, so simply define its header section right here, and this is the title of the page right here. So title here is, I just write that this is IP address and system info. Okay, here you can see that. So this is how we can get our title of the page right here, as you know already. Now here you can see that I have to create a body section right here, and this is the body section. You can see that is the body section, and inside this body section I'm just creating one of the tag, which is a center tag, and inside this center tag I have to define heading number 1 right here, which is IP address and system info. Okay, this is system info right here. Hope so you understand now. So you can see here my page is look like this, and I just search into the browser. So you can see that will be look like this one. Okay, now here you can see that I just go back to the front end right here, and here I have to create one of the table right here. So inside the table, so this is my table heading, so table definitions. Now here you can see that this is my table data right here, so table row, because we firstly creating the rows of that. So inside table row I just define 3 tables heading right here, where you can see that I just define table heading. Firstly I will get the IP address. Okay, then here I have to write that this will be the table heading, not th tag, tg tag, and this is table heading tag right here. You can see that firstly I have to write IP address, then here I just write window of window informations. Okay, or you may say that this is operating system information. Then at the last we will get the browser info as well, that what type of browser is client, what type of browser is client is using right here. Okay, now here you can see that simply the table data tag. Now I just run this code right here, so you will find like this. Okay, now here after this you can see that I'm just simply give it some of the designs to it. So here inside this header section I have to design it like this is my style right here, and the style here is the CSS tag. And here you can see that firstly I will get the table, and the table here is, you may say that I will get the margin of it. So margin here is the top, so this is the top margin right here, which is 15 pixel. sorry for that, and this is 15 pixel right here. Then close your CSS tag right here. Then here I have to write font, and then this is the font family right here, and the font family here is the Arial, and then we have the font family name here is sans serif. Okay, here you can see that that is sans serif right here, and this is sans serif, and then close the score right here. Now after that I have to write border, and the border here is collapse, and the collapse here is, you can see that I just write the collapse right here, and the border which is collapse. Okay, and then close the score right here. Now here you can see that I have to write that this is the width, and the width of that here is 100. You can see that I just simply provide the width of the table right here, and that will look like this. So here you can see that after this I just go to add some of the table data and table heading tag combine. Okay, now here you can see that I just getting the border, and the border here is 2 pixel which is solid, and here the solid here is, I have to write that this is solid black. Okay, and then I'll close the score right here. Now here I have to write text, and the text here is that will align into center, and then close this tag right here. Now after that I am just defining the padding of the page. So padding of the page here is 8 pixel. Okay, now just check the output. So you can see here, so this table is look like this right now. Hope so you understand now. So this is just a CSS section which is a very basic. Okay, now here I have to write tr tag. So tr tag here is, I just write nth, and this is a child right here, and this child here is the even value. Okay, now here I just simply define the background of your table only, so that's why I just define the child even. Okay, now here you can see that I have to write color which is the light, and the light here is light can. Okay, and I just close this code. Now here when I just run this code right here, so you will find that, so here you can see that, so yes, okay, just wait for it. Here this is the background color which is a child nth, and this is a tr tag right here, and after that here you can see that I have to write heading number 2, and then here you can see that that is the font, and the font family here is same as a case like this is a sans, and sans here is the serif, and then here I have to write that this is, you may say that this is like okay, time New Roman. Okay, or sans serif, and the sans serif here is, I just remove this, and here I have to write one other text right here which is Helvetica. Okay, and this is Helvetica and Tika. Okay, now here you can see that my front end designing is completed right here. You can see that. Now here we will move to the back end of IP address, and you will see that how we can create it. Here I just create a class of IP address. Okay, now inside this class I have to write that this is a private, static, and the function right here. So I just take the private static function, which is, you may say that that will get the user IP address. Okay, then after that you can see that, and this is the function. So here you can see that I will write return, and the return here is underscore server, so that will get the request from the server which is http, and sorry, this is getting the http underscore user underscore agent. Okay, that will get the address of the user underscore agent right here. Now here after this you can see that I just create public static function where I just get the IP address. Okay, now here you can see I have to write the variable which will get the main IP address, and here I just take this variable as the empty string. As you know that when I just take this empty string, so I will add the value of the main, I will add the IP address in this main value when someone will search your browser. Okay, now here you can see that I have to write if that will get env, which is a get environment right here, where the environment here is http underscore client underscore IP address. Okay, so that will get the client IP address right here. And now you can see that I have to write main IP address, which is equal to get environment right here, and inside this get environment I have to write that http underscore client, so this is client underscore IP, same as a case like this http address. Okay, where we will get the client IP address. And then I just close this code right here. Now here I will write else if condition. So else if condition will also get the environment right here. Okay, so it's better to copy this and paste it right here like else if. Now here I will simply change the address of that client, where http underscore x underscore, here you can see that is forward. Okay, and then forward underscore, here I have to write that this is the for right here. Now I just copy and paste it right here, and then here you can see that. So firstly that will run this statement, and that will run the main IP address variable right here. So else if again, and here this else if for, you can see that same as a case like http forward, and I have to remove this for from that. Okay, here you can see. So http x, and then here we have like this. Okay, and here you can see that I have to remove this right now. And yes, okay, it's fine now. Now here I will paste this code again, and then here you can see that after this I have to write that this is for, or here you can see that I just copy this as well. So next 1, 4, 2, 3, 4 statements are same like here, which is like here this number 2 statement, number 3 statement, and number, you can see that number 3 and number 5 statement are same right here. Now after that I have to copy and paste the same code right here, but here I'm just changing the request like http underscore, that will request for the address right here, and that will get the remote underscore address. Okay, firstly that will get the address of http, then that will get the remote address right here. Okay, so here you can see that I have to remove this x from here, the x from here as well, because we are just simply getting the http forward request right here, http forward request right here as well. Then here you can see that this is http underscore forward 4, and this is http underscore forward 4 as well. Okay, then here you can see that these are the getting the http x forward and http x forward as well. Okay, I will tell you about that in when I just finishing this lecture right here. Okay, now here you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if statement right here, and after this if statement, here you can see that I just get if here is remote which is like http underscore forward right here, and after this you can see that I just write else if statement, which will get the environment of http, and http here I will write that this is http forward right here, and this is the http forward. And here after this you can see that I have to write that this is okay, it's fine now because we are completed http forward, and this is remote address right here, and this is also a remote address. Okay, it's fine now, so we already completed it now. Now here I will go to the else statement. So else statement here is I will get the main IP address. Okay, now here you can see that I will get the main IP address right here. This is a little bit confusing, so don't confuse right here. I will make your concept more clear when I just finish this code right here. I will tell you everything about that. Okay, here you can see that after this I will return the IP right here. So this is return, and return here is the main IP address right here. Okay, which is my variable here. Okay, Now here you can see that this IP address functionality is completed right here. Now here I am explaining this functionality to you guys, that why this functionality is using right here. Firstly, you can see here we have HTTP and this is the client IP right here. That will simply set the values of your IP address right here. If your IP address is empty, so simply that will check your IP address only, okay? And that is getting the real client IP address inside the PHP right here, okay? Because of that, we'll get only the client IP address. Now here you can see that this is HTTPX forwarding 4 right here. So this is often used to detect the client IP address but without any additional check. Hope so you understand now. Now we just turn to HTTPX forward right here. So this X forward, which is the header of defactorization standards, which is a heading or identifying the originating of your IP. What does mean that originating your IP? Like where your IP is located and what server your IP will be connected. Hope so you understand now. So this lecture is very, very important because when you are just working with your websites and when you are working with your highly end website where you need your client's IP address, so these concepts are very much important at that stage, because when you are just working with CMS, when you are just working with CRM, so at that case your client information is much important for you, that where your client is important, from what operating system or what browser they are using. Okay, hope so you understand now. Now here you can see that this is the this is HTTP forward 4 request right here. So this is also detecting the client IP address but without any additional check. This can lead the security issues only, okay? And then after that you can see there I have to write that this is the remote underscore ADDR. So this will simply reverse, and that will simply reverse the DNS lookup, and it is based on the remote addresses right here, okay? So this is ADDR, means addresses of the users. So note that your web server must be configured to create the variables, okay? Here you can see that our IP is unknown and user will also that's all thing will also be that all thing will get the IP address itself right here, okay? Now here you can see that I'm just going to the front end right here, and inside this front end I'm just creating like here one another functionality to show you guys that how we can create or how we can show this IP address into the web browser. Here you can see that I have to write that this is the TR tag, and inside this TR tag firstly I have to write that this is the TD tag, and after this TD tag I have to write that this is underscore, and which is equal to, here I will get my class name. So my class name here is the IP address, so which is equal to IP address. Then here I will get underscore IP function right here, okay? And then here I will close this code right here. Hope so you understand now. Now I'm just checking this into the browser. Now I just run this into the browser, which is a PHP IP address, which is the front end file right here, and here you can see that will get the IP address right here. Why this will get the IP address, which is the ratio sign and 1? Just because of I am not the client right here. You can see that I am the server to that, okay? When I just live this, where my DNS and all things are configured, that where I just want to access the server, so at that stage here this IP address will be work. Now here you can see that I just go back to the file right here, and here I have to write that this is the public, and the public is static, and the static here is the function right here, which will get the operating system right here. Now here that will get the user first, okay? That where the user is login, or what type of user is getting using the operating system. Here I have to write self, and then here I will write get, and get underscore user underscore agent, okay? And then I will close this code right here. Now here I just write operating system underscore, here I am just getting the platforms to it, okay? Which will get, here you can see that the platform is also unknown operating system, platform. Okay, just because if I don't know what is the platform is using the operating system right here. Okay, here after this I have to write that operating system underscore. Here I'm just creating the array right here. Why I am creating this array right here? This is just because of here you can see now like this is operating system and operating system underscore array, and which is equal to, here you can see that that is array right here. Okay, now question, why I am using this array right here? This is just because of this array will get your operating systems. How? You can see that you have to write slash. I have to write that this is the Windows, and then you have to write NT, and then you have to write 10/i, which means that window that will get the window 10/i, and which is equal to, here you can see that I have to write that this is Windows 10. Okay, that will be the address of the window 10 right here, where you can write that. If you write Windows 8 right here, so simply you just write this command for Windows, and which is equal to, here you have to write that this is for Windows 8. You separately define all of the Windows right here, that what types of platform you have. If the user is login to any of your platform like Windows 10, 8, 7, Linux operating system, or you can say that Apple operating system, so any operating system the user is going to be live, so you will this array will get the value of that window, and then that will show you right here. If none of these is available right here in this array, so that will simply generate the unknown operating system platform right here. So I am removing this because at that stage I do not need this Windows 8 or Windows 10, because I am just simply using Windows 10 right here. So I will show you the output of Windows 10 right here. If you are working with the live website, so you have to add Windows 8.1 as well, Windows 8.0 as well, Windows 7 as well, and different versions of all of the Windows, which is Microsoft platform, Linux platform, Macintosh platform, Safari. So you have to write all of your informations of your adding the informations of your Windows right here. Okay, now here you can see that I have to write for each loop, and for each loop here is I have to write that will get the $, and that will get the operating system underscore array right here. So array, as I have to write that this is regex. So we already studied about this registration expressions right here, which is equal to, here you can see that, which is equal to, I have to write that this is equal to $, and value right here, which is a variable value. Okay, now here you can see, after this, here you can see that I just write if statement, and if here I just write pre-registration underscore match. So this is the built-in function which will match the registration right here, which is regex. So here I just write this is regex right here, and regex, and then that will get the user, and yes, that will get the user as well. Okay, here you can see. Now after that, here you can see that if this will get the user information as well, so now here that will get the user platform information as well. You can see here this user operating system platform is my variable, which is equal to, here I just set the values. If that will meet the values right here, so simply that will show me the output result right here. If this is not meet, so simply that will generate the unknown operating system errors right here. And now at the last, you can see that I am just returning right here, which is operating system underscore, here you can see that that is the platforms. Okay, so now my browser functionality is also completed right here, as you can see that. So this is just a code right here. Now here I'm just going back to the front end file here, and you can see that now here firstly we will get the IP address class, and then here you can see that I have to get the operating system function right here, where we already get it right here. You can see that, and this is yes, okay, and this is operating system function. Okay, now here you can see, now I just close this, get underscore operating system. Okay, Yes, okay, it's fine. Now get underscore OS. Now I'm going to run this code right now and will show you the output of that. And you can see that this is in the browser. And now, so line number 17 error. Yes, okay, it's fine now. You can see that. Here we have to add, this is get user IP address, and by default, by mistake right here, where I'm just writing get user agent. Okay, now it's fine. I just change this value right here. This is just a spelling mistake right here, and now I'm just running this code. So you can see here I'm using Windows 10 right here, so that will get my Windows 10 right here into the browser. Here you can see, and here you can see I have to write that this will be in the center, and now it's center. Okay, now here you can see that, and sorry, this all table in the center. I just remove this and this as well, and now it's fine. Now here entire table will be in the center. Okay, now I just run this code. Here you can see, firstly that will get the IP address, then the Windows operating system information. So I will give you the complete knowledge about that as well. So here you can see that will simply get the Windows 10 as well, because I am just using the Windows 10 right now. Okay, now after that, here you can see that I have to add public static, and the static here is the function name, and the function name here is get underscore browser, which will get the browser information as that what type of browser I am using right here. Now here you can see that this is a user, which is equal to, I just write self, and self will get underscore user IP right here. Okay, now after that, here you can see that I have to write variable browser. Okay, this is a variable browser right here. Sorry, this is variable browser, and the variable browser here is, I just write this is unknown browser. Okay, now I just close this code. Now here I just write browser underscore array. So same is the case like our operating system, I am just creating the browser as well. How you can see that, which is equal to the array right here. Okay, and inside this array you can see that I am just creating the values. So what type of values that is it? So here you can see that firstly I have to write that this is the browser Chrome. Okay, this is the browser Chrome right here, and the Chrome here is /i. Okay, you can see that, and that will also a /Chrome I, and which is equal to, here I write that will be the resultant value of Chrome. Okay, now if you are using the Mozilla Firefox, or if you're using the Safari, if you are using the Opera versions of that, or any of the browsers, so simply you have to write this / then Mozilla /i, and then here you have to write the name of your browser right here. Okay, now after that, here you can see that I have to write this is the for each loop, same as a case like our this array right here. So I just copy this because this is using same as a case like that. Here you can see that I am just using browser, okay, which is my variable right here, browser as the regex, browser as the regex, which is equal to the values, same as the case like our old example, and then pre-registration match regex, and this is the user as well, and this will get the operating system platform. Instead of that, I'm just using the variable browser right here, which is equal to the values. And now return, this is a return right here, and the return here is the browser, and just close this code right here. You can see. So here with this lecture, so you can see here, then I just using the browser or get browser information. So firstly I will get the IP address function right here, and after this you can see that I am just writing unknown browser right here. So this is anything, you can write anything like get user agent or get user IP address or get user anything. or simple you have to write get user. So this is not mandatory, name is not mandatory, but when you are just calling this, so name is very much mandatory right here. If our browser is not matched, like I am just opening this code onto the Firefox, so that will show me that unknown browser right here, and then here you can see that for each loop, same as a case like our operating system. Now here I just go to the front end file right here, and here I just copy this and paste it right here, and now here you can see that I just write that this is the IP address, and that will simply get underscore browser, or here I have to write that this is, you can see that this is the value of get underscore, and you can see this is get underscore browser. Okay, it's fine now. Now here when I just run this code right now, so we have an error in unexpected is equal to sign in the line number 88, which is a backhand underscore IP address. So line number 48 right here, where you can see that this is just a value of browser. Okay, it's fine now. Now here I'm just running it again. So we have an error in line number 54 as well. So here line number 54, so where's the line number 54? Okay, it's fine, and yes, okay, I have to close this code as well, and here I have to add this bracket sign as well. Now I just run this code. So line number 45, which is unexpected file and the IP address of the backend. Okay, it's fine now. Let's just check what is the matter right here. So yes, okay, it's fine, and here we have an error right here as well. So let's just see. Okay, maybe it's now fine. Here you can see that now here it will show me the error in the 43 number line, I think. So I just did a little mistakes about that. Yes, okay, and which is equal to, and that is the Chrome, and the Chrome, yes, okay, it is equal to sign right here. Now I just run it again. So line number 46 error right here. Sorry for that, a lot of errors here. I just did a lot of errors right here, and the browser here is the browser underscore array. Okay, now just check for the another error as well. So no, it's fine now. Here you can see that will get the browser info as well, then Windows infos as well, and the PHP infos as well. So this is, sorry, PHP not, is this IP information. The IP is showing me like this just because of I am the server right here, I'm not the client. Here you can see that, and hope so that how we can create these types of information. Okay, if every user will log into your website, so this will be extending like this, and that will show you the informations of this like here. Okay, so this is like how multiple users, and any users, some of them will be using Chrome browser, some of them will be using Windows 10, some of them will be using Linux or the Firefox browser, Safari, or operating system as the Apple right here, some of them as using the mobile operating systems as well. So here just simply using that informations. Okay, hope so you understand now. So if you find any of the problem regarding to this lecture, please let me know, and any point you not understand, please let me know. Thanks for watching. See you in